Sound check was always an adventure for ZO2. After line check, the sound man always asked us to play a quick song to get levels. We were still such a new band that we really didn't know any cover songs together. The only songs that we all knew were Kiss songs. And one other, That Thing You Do by The Wonders from the Tom Hanks movie. We all loved that movie so much. I think we watched it about 100 times in the RV that summer. One day in Nashville, Tennessee, while sound checking, I jokingly began playing the intro to Kiss's Love Gun. Paulie and Dave immediately joined in. What are we doing, we all thought as we looked at each other. We then gave each other another quick glance as if to say, fuck it, and we continued on. Midway through the first chorus, we saw Paul Stanley and Tommy Thayer stroll onto the stage. Uh-oh, I thought. Are they going to be pissed? Not only were they not mad that we were doing their song, but Paul Stanley grabbed the microphone and started to sing the second verse. Tommy joined in right behind with his guitar. I couldn't believe it. Holy shit, I'm jamming with Kiss. Paulie then pointed behind me and I saw the Kiss logo flashing above me. If I could only zap myself back in time to my 5-year-old self and tell him that one day you'll be jamming with Kiss on Kiss's stage as the Kiss logo flashed behind you. Wow. As I mentioned, Paul Stanley was a little bit of a germaphobe, and a few times Paulie tried to sing backup vocals with him. But sharing the mic clearly made Paul Stanley a little standoffish. I shot Paulie a look of death, as if to say, if you chase Paul Stanley off this stage because of your dirty breath, I will kill you. My death glance worked because Paulie quickly got the hint. Just as the solo section started to kick in with Tommy taking the lead, Eric Singer walked onto the stage with his arms crossed. Eric was very confused by what was happening, and I think maybe a little jealous that we sounded so good. We ended the song on a big open chord, and I saw Paul Stanley turn his back toward me and look up to the rafters. At first, I had no idea what he was doing. Thank God I quickly realized that he was signaling me to do the ending the way Kiss did it live every night. He wanted me to play the intro at a fast speed while he pretended to shoot the fireworks in the rafters. I hit the ending, and sure enough, Paul did his part. It was perfect, like I had played it with him 1,000,000 times. He gave me a quick fist bump and said, "Great job, dude." Soundcheck was over and we were flying high, and Gene came out to hang with us and to mess with his bass a little. We started talking and began asking him some Kiss questions, which he loved to answer. Paulie asked, "Hey, why did you guys go back to regular tuning in the 80s, but still detune during the live shows?" Kiss had always detuned throughout the 70s, and all that meant was that they were tuning their guitars lower to achieve a heavier, bluesier type sound. This was pretty common back in the 70s for rock bands. Gene's response was classic. "What do you mean? We didn't do that. Maybe your CD player is playing those albums at a faster speed." We began to all laugh in disbelief at what we just heard. Paulie tried to explain more, but Gene was insistent that Paulie didn't know what he was talking about. Paulie even went so far as to bet Gene $20. The bet was, if Paulie was right, then Gene had to pay him $20 and write on the bill, "I was wrong, Paulie Z was right." If Gene was correct, then during our set later that night, Paulie would have to say to the crowd, "Don't bet Gene Simmons. He's always right." Now the only question was, how are we going to find out who was right? Just then, Tommy Thayer walked onto the stage, and Paulie quickly asked him the question. Tommy laughed and pleaded the fifth. There was no way he was going to take our side over Gene's. Tommy said, "There's Paul. Go ask him." We ran over to Paul Stanley and posed the same question. "Did you guys tune back up in the 80s? He responded right away with, "Yeah." Gene looked completely baffled and said, "Why would we do such a thing?" Paul responded, "I guess we did it so I could sing higher." Gene looked completely dumbfounded. That $20 bill is still one of Paulie's most prized possessions.